Welcome back to another episode of my Georgia Bulldog Dynasty, and we have officially made it to the very end of season one, and we will be taking on Ohio State for the national championship. The Buckeyes. These are the top two teams considered coming into the season. Ohio State is an extremely talented team. We'll take a look kind of at their path through the bracket, take a look at their roster, just the schedule in total. Um, but to see coming through the playoffs, they beat Jacksonville State 31-10 there in the first round. They then beat Wyoming 34-17. So two easy matchups to start off when you think of the caliber team that Ohio State is. And then beat Michigan. And this was their third time playing Michigan, beating them twice. None of the games being particularly close, though. Kind of as weird as that is, they had I think every game, and we'll take a look at their schedule, ended up being more than like 14 points or something. But I'm sorry, wrong tab. But yeah, we'll take a look, kind of see how Ohio State got here. A lot of really talented players, a lot of All Americans. They have a Heisman finalist at quarterback. So very, very good team. But yeah, so they got things going against Akron and Western Michigan. Two easy wins to start the season. The defense did struggle a little bit against Western Michigan. Beat up Marshall, got away at Michigan State. Beat up on Iowa. Beat Oregon on the road, one of the biggest wins of the season. Then they came off their bye and lost to Nebraska, who ended up at 8-5 after. This is when Nebraska was kind of at their peak, though. In this season, they got up to like 6 or 7-0, so it would have been right around this time, and then they really tanked towards the latter half of the season. But as they seem to do every year, they bullied Penn State to rebound after that. Then beat Purdue, beat Northwestern, beat Indiana, beat Michigan by 14 the first time they played them, and then the conference championship game they lost to Michigan by 2 scores. And then they've made their little playoff run here. So, yeah, you see, faced Michigan 3 times, all the games at least decided by more than 14 points. So, very weird there. But, yeah, we'll take a look at the roster. And it's going to start off with Will Howard at quarterback. He was a Heisman finalist, one of the finalists for Player of the Year as well. Didn't win it with Ted McMillan from Arizona winning it, the wide receiver. But, yeah, we'll start off with Will Howard. Really good all-around athlete, a transfer in from Kansas State. A good, mixed bag quarterback, kind of gives you a little bit of everything. Had an outstanding season, almost 4,000 yards passing, 43 scores against 8 picks, while also adding in over 600 yards on the ground with 6 scores. So, really, really good player. Again, Heisman finalist. Doesn't have mental abilities. So we'll really kind of see, I guess, how that ends up working out. The biggest game that we struggled in was against Quinn Ewers in Texas. And obviously we lost, and I didn't get a chance to take them on again. But Ewers definitely gave us some problems because he was able to read what the secondary was doing free snap. Got Quinshawn Judkins and Trevion Henderson are their top 2 backs, and then it's a pretty significant drop-off. These are 2 of the best running backs in the country. We'll take a look at the stats, but it's been Henderson that's led the way the entire year. I'm sure because of this more spread offense, they end up using the third down running back spot on the depth chart a little bit more, but Henderson had an outstanding season. Just got beat out by ETN for running back of the year towards the end of the season, but 2 elite running backs. Judkins has been one of the best running backs since he arrived in college football, and the same for Henderson, who did deal with some injuries earlier in his career, but Judkins, came over for Ole Miss. I mean, he's an outstanding player. A wide receiver, they had the return of Emeka Egbuka heading into his senior season. Really thought he was going to leave for the NFL draft, but in a pretty good wide receiver group, he decided to come back. Gave him a chance to be the number 1 after Marvin Harrison left. This was the jewel of the entire last recruiting class, Jeremiah Smith, one of the best wide receiver prospects of all time. And he, bounced back with that with an All-American freshman campaign. Again, we'll go over the stats, but just know he had a great year. Carnell Tate was a really high-end wide receiver in his class, along with Brandon Ennis. So a loaded wide receiver room. And it's the kind of thing that really points to them with the quarterbacks that they do have behind Will Howard going into next year, like really pushes them to be, I think a group that is going to continue to be very good in the future. At tight end, they got G. Scott Jr. and Will Kakamarek and Bennett Christian. Offensive line, of course, is solid, being the Buckeyes. Zen Mikowski here at left tackle, solid player. Donovan Jackson, one of the best linemen in the country, was a second-team All-American in this season that we're playing in the video game. So a really good player there. And Davon Lewis behind him is also solid. Got Seth McLaughlin here is hurt. He is out for this game with a foot fracture. So imagine it's going to be Carson Insman. So that's a big loss for them. That's a pretty significant drop, but Hinsman's still a good player. Got Tegra Shabola here at right guard. Again, another really good player with Luke Montgomery behind him. Josh Fry at right tackle with George Fitzpatrick, another 80 overall behind him. So really good offensive line, even with the loss of their center. I think they match up really well with us and what they can do offensively. See how well we can stop the run behind that offensive line. But move over to the defense. You got Jack Sawyer, who is an All-American in this game, in this season, Caden Curry behind him and Mitchell Melton as their top three left ends. Right in, they got Tyler Bourne, Quentin Trinidad, and Kenyatta Jackson Jr. So really good ends. Tyleek Williams, got Ty Hamilton, and Hero Canoe here along the defensive tackle group. Williams was a second-team All-American in this season. Moving over to linebacker, Sonny Styles, excellent athlete. I mean, really, really good football player. Middle linebacker, you got Cody Simon and Gabe Powers, along with Arvell Reese. So good players, not quite elite athletes, but yeah, really good players here at middle linebacker. C.J. Hicks, former five-star recruit, I believe. Yep, former five-star recruit. Been a really good player. Again, an excellent athlete. I mean, it's a good football team, without any question. Moving over to cornerback, you got Denzel Burke, Davidson Igbunason, Jermaine Matthews, Jordan Hancock, and Calvin Simpson Hunt. All really good cornerbacks. Denzel Burke was a first-team Big Ten in this season. So a really good player. Caleb Downs, obviously a shining star, one of the best players in all of college football. Was a first-team All-American, beating out Malachi Starks, which was a little surprising to me. But Downs is an excellent football player from the state of Georgia. Georgia tried to get him as a recruit and then got him after he transferred out of Alabama. But he burned the Dogs both times and now ended up at the Buckeyes. Got Latham Ranson and Keenan Nelson at strong safety. So a really, really good, we'll take a look at the kicker. Jaden Fielding is solid. Got three punters. They're all just okay. But a really good team. Definitely, it's the first game I played since the most recent patch. So, read that the game is more difficult now, which, I mean, I'm at 14-1, obviously trying to win a national championship. But if we don't, it's, just gives us some push for next year. But we'll take a look at their stats right quick. I went over ours at the end of the last episode, but I can just kind of click through them real quick. Obviously, Beck's had just an amazing season. ETN, really good. The Robinson guys there are having good games, or good seasons as well. Two 1,000-yard receivers with Anthony Evans having a chance at pushing for a third. So we've done a lot of really good things with the passing game this year. Obviously, it's been the greatest passing season that the university has ever had. Haven't given up a whole lot of sacks. Been my tackles that have given the most trouble, going up against a guy like Jack Sawyer. It is kind of making me a little nervous, but I think we'll be okay. Defensively, Alex Robinson led the way for us. I mean, a lot of tackles for the entire team. Tackles for loss, Michael Williams, Christian Miller, Jalen Walker. All these guys, not only had more than 25 tackles for loss, but also got the double digits in sacks. So the first time in like 6 seasons that Georgia's had anybody with double-digit sacks. But yeah, Michael Williams was a Heisman finalist as well. So each team has one. But yeah, interceptions wide, Mondin 8, had a phenomenal senior season. Dalen Everett with 5, took 3 of them back for touchdowns. Aguero, Humphrey, Malachi Starks, so on and so forth. We've looked at our stats, but yeah, let's take a look at. Obviously, we looked at Will Howard's stats. But we'll take a look at what the rest of Ohio State's team did. Uh, just kind of easier doing it this way versus pulling up everybody's player card. But you see, Sharon Henderson had a great season. Just got over the 1,000-yard mark, 10 touchdowns. Uh, it's like a really balanced rushing attack with them also using Will Howard a lot. But Judkins, you see, was okay. Didn't get the ball a ton, but did find the end zone 7 times on less than 100 carries is a really good number. And Igbuka even has 2 rushing touchdowns for them. At wide receiver, Jeremiah Smith ended up being their leading yardage guy. Carnell Tate led them in receptions, and Igbuka also, like Jeremiah Smith, has gotten over the 1,000-yard mark. 3 guys with at least double digits in touchdowns is excellent. And G. Scott, Travion Henderson also were good 4th and 5th options for them. And Judkins got used a little bit in the passing game. They have struggled more so stat-wise than I would have guessed along the offensive line. Josh Fryer's giving up 10 sacks this year is not great by any stretch of the imagination, but Hinsman looked like he's played solid whenever he's gotten a chance to play. Just 1 sack over 92 snaps, but definitely a big loss for them. Defensively, Cody Simon and Sonny Styles are leading the way there on tackles. As we kind of take a look, see Downs here. Pretty solid season. No tackles for loss, no sacks, but does have 3 interceptions. Tackles for loss, they got Hicks, Sawyer, and Williams in double digits on tackles for loss. Sacks, they got Jason Moore, redshirt sophomore, defensive tackle. Has gotten 10 sacks with Williams and Sawyer each getting at least 7. Interceptions wide, Denzel Burke was their leader with 4 picks. Ingbagnewson with 3, and Caleb Downs with 3. So, yeah, kind of taking a look at what these guys have done. But let's jump into things, man. Super excited. It looks like we're going to be the road team. And just so I know, let me make sure. I think this game is in Atlanta, Georgia, I believe. Does it tell me on the bracket? I know that it did. And it is. It is in Atlanta, so essentially it's a home game for us. And obviously the last time these two teams played, Ohio State had a chance to win the game with a field goal and missed it at the end. But we're just going to rock base uniforms. Yeah, we're just very excited to get this one out for you guys. It's been fun getting through the first season here. Again, if you're checking this out, I also have a Tulane Dynasty as well on the channel. Yeah, we're jumping in. National championship game in Mercedes-Benz. 3rd time Georgia has played in this stadium in this season. They took on Clemson to start the year, Alabama in the SEC championship game, and now the national championship game here against the Ohio State Buckeyes. A classic matchup. 2 of the better programs in all of college football right now, if not the 2 best programs in college football. Certainly Michigan fans would have something to say about that, and Alabama fans as well. But you're certainly talking about 2 of the top 5 or 6 programs in college football, no matter what. And kind of fitting that this is the first matchup that we get. The preseason top 2 teams ended up working their way to the national championship game. Ooh, look at the bottom, the screen. That looks dope. All gold. I love that. Georgia's going to start off with the ball. As the kick is away, Arian Smith, the senior, in his last game, takes the opening kickoff as we see Coach Brown, his first national championship game appearance. 2 really good teams, both atop about everything statistically. Carson Beck is out at quarterback for his final game for the Georgia Bulldogs, looking to do what only Stetson Bennett has really done, and that's, over the last 40 years, and that's be able to win a national championship here at Georgia. First play of the game is an RPO out to Delp. Delp breaks the first tackle, gets a first down there. Georgia off to a very quick start. Really nice first play there. We got a little bunch set to the right. And it's going to be a carry to Etienne. Etienne, running back of the year, gets his first carry of the game. Etienne jukes out a defender, trying to get down to the sideline. Gets wrapped up inside the 25 with a 45-yard run for Etienne to start off the day. Georgia trying to quickly put themselves in scoring position here. Huge play there for Etienne. A nice juke to start things off. again, Georgia now inside the 25. Now a 3 wide receiver set with Delp in the slot. Beck takes the snap. He's going to dump this off of Branson. Branson gain a 4 there on the dump off pass. It's now again a 3 wide receiver set. Delp in the slot. Etienne back in the game. Etienne gets the carry, able to maneuver around the first defender there, but only gains a yard. Georgia looking to get a first down here. It's again a 3 wide receiver set. 3 players to Beck's right. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to dump this one out to Dylan Bell. He makes the pass. Dylan Bell makes the catch along the sidelines. Dylan Bell has had an excellent junior campaign. Beck sends Etienne in motion. He tries to get the ball out to Etienne, but Etienne is met there by Davison Igbagnuson in the backfield. 2nd and goal now from the 11. Now a bunch wide receiver set to the right. This is going to be a deep handoff to Etienne. Beck should have pulled that one out. It's now a 3rd and goal from the 14. Did Georgia really try to take a shot at the end zone here? Or do you just take the points, or at least the chance at points? As Woodring has struggled some. This is just going to be a dump off pass to Anthony Evans. Evans gets it down to the 3. And Georgia is going to attempt a 20-yard field goal. Woodring's kick is up, and it is good. Georgia, after the big play from Etienne, stall out there once they got inside Ohio State's 10. But they do take a 3-0 lead. Peyton Woodring on the kick. Now Thorson here to kick it off to this Ohio State Buckeyes team. And that one is nailed down for a touchback, as we see Will Howard in this Buckeyes offense for the first time in this game. And they will start out with a 3 wide receiver set. Tight end in the slot. Henderson in the backfield with Howard, and it is a carry to Henderson, who gets wrapped up by Raylan Wilson and Smile Mondon on that first carry. And now, just 2 plays in the game, we've seen both of these star running backs, Quinshaw Judkins, in the backfield. Send the wide receiver in motion, and it is dropped off to Carnell Tate for a good gain there. Makes it a 3rd and 3. Now Ohio State comes out under center with a trio of wide receivers to the right. Judkins in the backfield. And it is a carry to Judkins, but he is met by Raylan Wilson in the backfield before he could even get going. That's a 2-yard loss, and Ohio State is going to have to punt it away. Anthony Evans. A lot of room to return here. He's got a lot of speed. Anthony Evans spins it inside. Takes it out to the Georgia 37. That is where they will get things started. It's a 2 tight end set to start things off under center. And it is a carry to Etienne. Etienne, nice play there. He's wrapped up by Sawyer, but it's only after a gain of 4. Now back into the shotgun, a 3 wide receiver set. Beck takes the snap. He's going to dump that one to Etienne. Etienne gets a block. Tries to spin inside there. He gets it up to midfield, though, for a first down for Georgia. Beck out of the shotgun again. He's just going to dump this one off to Oscar Delp, the tight end of the year. It's the 3rd straight year that Georgia has taken home that award. Now a 3 wide set. Delp in the slot. Beck takes the snap and dumps that down to Lovett. Lovett wrapped up by Sawyer and a host of Ohio State defenders, but it's a gain of 6 there on the first down play. Georgia trying to work their way deep into Ohio State territory, and it's another great run from ETN. Gets excellent blocking. Is able to make a move there. Let's see what Georgia decides to do here. It's a bunch wide receiver set. Here to the right, Roderick Robinson in for his first play of the game, and Roderick Robinson's going to get the carry. Gets run down by Tyleek Williams, but does get a gain of 7 there. Beck comes out in the same formation. He's going to try to get that one out to Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell makes the catch through traffic, and it is now 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Dylan Bell dealing with an ankle injury now, it looks like. He'll come out of the game for a minute. Ohio State has everybody near the line of scrimmage. They still carry it to ETN, who gets stuffed there. A loss of 2. Jason Moore, who's had an excellent sophomore campaign, is able to get the stop. Now a bunch trio sent to the right, dealt by himself on the left. He just try to get that one to Dominic Lovett. Lovett makes the catch, or no, that ball is dislodged from him, as that'll be the end of the first quarter. Georgia looking at a 3rd and goal again here. Up 3-0 over the Ohio State Buckeyes, but looking to punch this one into the end zone, make it a 2-score lead. Beck's going to come out in an empty set. Beck takes the snap. He's going to get sacked by Jack Sawyer. Nobody got open. Georgia going to have to attempt another field goal here from Peyton Woodring. Woodring's kick is up, and it is good. Georgia has stalled out in the red zone on 2 possessions. But Woodring has been able to push the ball through the uprights. Georgia's up 6-0. Tackle down on that return at the 15. Ohio State comes out with Judkins in the backfield. Howard takes the snap, and it is a carry to Judkins, who gets met by 3 Georgia Bulldogs defenders, tackled down officially by Jalen Walker after just a gain of 1. Ohio State's got to get this running game going. It is a pass out for Howard, who gets it out to Henderson out of the backfield, does get a first down there on the wheel route. Henderson back out there again, the 3 wide receiver set. Howard in the shotgun. And it's going to be a carry to Henderson, who gets met by Smallmondon and Kristen Miller. Just a gain of 1. The run game from Ohio State is off to a very, very slow start here. Henderson. It's a read option. Howard does get tackled down by Daniel Harris, but it's a gain of 8 on the read option play. That's been a big part of Ohio State's offense this entire year, and it's been something that Georgia has really struggled with. Judkins in the backfield as Howard is under center. And it's going to be a handoff to Judkins, who's able to make his way through traffic and get the first down. Ohio State looking to slow the game down a little bit, as they have barely had the ball at all so far in this one. This is going to be a carry to Henderson, who's racked up by Warren Brinson, Michael Williams, and Kristen Miller on that play. It's a 3 wide receiver set here for Ohio State. And it's another read option. Will Howard, that time wrapped up by Ellis Robinson after only a gain of 2. Makes it a 3rd and 7 here for Ohio State. Georgia looking to get off the field. That is an excellent pass over to the tight end, G. Scott Jr. for a first down. Ohio State looking to keep things rolling. And it's another. This one brought down Warren. Tacking down Will Howard for a loss of 2 there on that play. 3 back out there at tight end after taking a play off, and it's a nice little whip route over to Jeremiah Smith, the superstar freshman. But it's a short gain of just 4, 3rd and 8. Will Howard drops back and takes the snap. And he's just going to have to throw that one away as pressure is getting to him. It's a 4th and 8, and Ohio State is going to have to punt. Georgia bent but did not break on that drive. That is a decent enough punt. Georgia will start off at their own 19. Beck comes out in this bunch set under center. It's a play action fake. He's going to try to dump that one. Anthony Evans, and Evans with a hellacious diving catch there. Excellent, excellent play from the sophomore who has had a breakout campaign. Beck takes the snap. This is going to be a pass to Colby Young, who's getting some extra work right now with Dylan Bell dealing with an injury. Colby Young takes that one for a first down. Beck takes the snap. He's going to dump this one again over to Young, but this one is knocked away from him through contact. Sets up a 2nd and 10. A little over 3 minutes left here in this first half. Georgia up 6-0. Sends ETN in motion, and they set up the tight end screen to Delt, who breaks the first tackle from Jack Sawyer. Takes that for a gain of 7. First half has flown by. Tries to dump that one to Colby Young. He does, and almost looking at the running back was not ready to try to get his hands on the ball. Colby Young now with 2 catches on this drive. Both have been for first downs. It's a carry to ETN. ETN able to get a gain of 7 there, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Georgia again driving here. Looking to put their red zone blues behind them if they can get there. This is going to be dumped off to Delt. Makes the tackle, or excuse me, makes the catch through the contact from Cody Simon. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to dump this one off to Delt. That ball gets knocked away from him. Nice play. So he got that one away from Delt, who's been as sure-handed as they come this year. That was Latham Ransom on the play. Colby Young goes in motion on the RPO. They do get it out to Young, but Young is going to be wrapped up for a loss of 4 there by Igbunason. It is now a 3rd and 14. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to dump this one over the head to Dominic Lovett, and it goes for a first down. Excellent play, excellent throw there. Sonny Styles came way up, tried to undercut the route. Beck just drops it over his head. Now Lovett is dealing with some injuries himself. It's been a long season. Players are banged up here as we get to the end of it. London Humphreys now taking over for Dom Lovett in the slot. Roderick Robinson takes the carry and gets nothing, just a loss of 2 on that play. Jack Sawyer again was able to create the pressure. It is now another 2nd and long here for Georgia. Again, they have plenty of time. Dylan Bell back out on the outside. Dylan Bell catches it, falls out of bounds. Gain of 7 there, makes it a 3rd and 5. Georgia looking to continue this drive and not have to kick another field goal. Beck takes the snap. That is going to be another catch to Dylan Bell, who takes that to the 5, and it's a 1st down. Still plenty of time working on this series. Now below 50 seconds left here in this 1st half. Carson Beck, it's a handoff to Etienne. Etienne's got a little room. He gets tackled down at the 1. All of the Georgia players are banged up right now. Oh, my goodness. Okay. 22 seconds left. Roderick Robinson comes back out. It's a 3 wide receiver set. Carson Beck hands it to Roderick Robinson, who is going to be stuffed again. Georgia is going to call a timeout here with 9 seconds left. Georgia definitely does not want to get stuffed down here again. Would be their 3rd possession. That would end with a field goal. And it's a toss out to Roderick Robinson. Robinson tries to get wide, and Roderick Robinson takes it into the end zone to give Georgia a 2-score lead. Roderick Robinson has been used a lot around here at the goal line in this playoff run, and again finds the end zone. Score currently stands at 12-0. Georgia's defense has played excellent so far, and the offense finally is able to punch it in. It is now 13-0. Georgia with a 16-play drive there. Thorson kicks it away. See if this one will get brought out. It is. And he is wrapped up quickly at the 16-yard line. So with just 3 seconds left here, Ohio State just going to kneel it out. And Georgia up 13-0 heading into halftime in the national championship game. The Buckeyes defense is playing solid. Georgia's had, some really nice plays on 3rd down, but Ohio State's offense is just at 50 total yards in this 1st half. As we see Roderick Robinson with the lone touchdown here of the 1st half. Georgia's defense has been in complete control. Ohio State will start off with the ball to start the 2nd half, and let's see if they can finally get going. That was that nice pass to Dominique Lovett over the head of Sonny Styles. We're starting off the 2nd half with Georgia in control, but it's a very slim 2-score lead here. Thorson's kick is away, and it will be brought out again. This time taken for up to the 17. Kojo Antwi. Will Howard with Trevion Henderson. Seems Ibuka in motion. It's a play action. Will Howard. Oh, that ball is almost intercepted by Raylan Wilson. Tried to get that ball to Nika Ibuka. Nice play from Raylan Wilson. Helping out on the covers there. They try to set up a screen. That is eating up Mondin. Nobody could get a hand on him. And Ohio State with a 3rd and 10, maybe looking at another punt. They desperately need something good on this play. They get a pass up, and it's almost intercepted by Julian Humphrey. Trying to get the ball out to Jeremiah Smith. Ohio State is forced to punt. That's going to be a roughing the punter. I believe that was Jake Pope on the penalty there. And Ohio State gets a 2nd chance at life here on this drive. Can the Buckeyes take advantage of that situation? It is a 3 wide receiver set. Quinshawn Judkins in the backfield. Judkins gets the carry, gets a little bit of blocking. Somehow only a gain of 1, more like a gain of 5. 2nd and 9. It's an RPO out to Jeremiah Smith, who is wrapped up by Ellis Robinson and pushed out of bounds. Now another 3rd and long here. Ohio State right now just can't get anything going on offense. They send Henderson in motion. They do get a big play there to G. Scott. He is tackled down by Malachi Starks, but after a huge 3rd down conversion, Will Howard rushing to the line now. Gets the play from the sideline. Will Howard. Zigzag Buka in motion. It's going to be a play action again here. It is dumped off to Ibuka, who gets run out of bounds after a gain of 2 by Ellis Robinson. Ibuka's first catch of the day, just a gain of 2. Empty look here for Will Howard. It's a quick screen, but nobody blocks Julian Humphrey. Both G. Scott and Henderson missed the chance to block Humphrey on what would have been a good play otherwise. 3rd and 9. That's going to be a dumped off to Henderson. Henderson does take it inside the 35, but it's a 4th and 3. Ohio State is sending Fielding out there to attempt to make it a 10-point game. The kick is up, and it is good for the Buckeyes. Score now at 13-3. Good response there for Ohio State to start the second half. They get the benefit of the roughing the punter call. And Georgia will now come out. Start this second half. It's a 2 tight end look. You send Urasek in motion. They get the screen out to Dominic Lovett. Lovett tackled for a short gain. Just 4 there. Tackled by Denzel Burke. Now a 2 tight end bunch set look. ETN in the backfield. ETN gets the carry, gets outside and gets pushed out of bounds by Keenan Nelson, but it is a 1st down. Georgia comes out in this bunch look again with both tight ends. This one is going to be a pass. Oscar Delp underneath, tackled down by Nelson, but it's after a gain of 6. Now a 3 wide receiver look. Lovett back in the slot. Beck takes the snap, tries to get it out to Delp, but he is decleated on that play by Sonny Styles, the all Big Ten player. It's now a 3rd and 4. Georgia comes out in a 3 wide receiver set. Roderick Robinson in the backfield. Beck takes the snap. He's going to throw that out to Lovett. Lovett able to make the catch and gets the 1st down there. Beck a little late on the read, but did get it there eventually. Three wide receiver set here again. Beck sends his man in motion. It's a screen pass to Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell gets an excellent block from Roderick Robinson. He goes out of bounds after a 1st down. Dylan Bell, despite dealing with some issues today, has been heavily involved. It's his 5th catch of the day. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to dump that one off, and it's intercepted. That is an interception from Cody Simon. Beck makes a bad read there. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, starting off with their best field position of the day by a long shot. Travion Henderson gets the carry, and it's wrapped up by the 2 middle linebackers for Georgia, Wilson and Mondon. 2nd and 7, a pistol set here. 4 wide receivers. And it is a pass, and he is immediately sacked by Jalen Walker. drives him for a huge loss of yards. Sets up a 3rd and 15. I don't know if Jalen even got touched coming around the edge there. 3rd and 15 for the Buckeyes. Need a big conversion here after that turnover. And it is going to be a pass out. Big Buka, but he is stopped short. 4th and Ohio. As he does get the pass out, Brandon Ennis for a 1st down there. Ennis' first catch of the day. He's played the last couple of snaps as they've gone 4 wide. Back to a 3 wide receiver set here. Send Carnell Tate in motion. It is a play action. They toss it out to Carnell Tate now, who is wrapped up, tackled down by Julian Humphrey there. Gain of 7 on that play. Ohio State badly needs a touchdown here. Just a pass over to G. Scott, who's tackled immediately by Monin, but it is a 1st down. Less than a minute left here in this 3rd quarter. Ohio State down 10 inside the red zone. It's a carry. Jalen Walker wraps up Trevion Henderson for a huge loss there. 2 big plays on this drive from Walker. 2nd and 14. And they will not get the snap off. We will head to the 4th quarter with Georgia up 13-3. Georgia trying to hang tough here defensively. They have done an excellent job, obviously, so far in this one. Both of these teams have really run out the clock. We are already in the 4th quarter here. Judkins in the backfield. It's a read option. 3rd and 19 set up now for Will Howard and this Ohio State Buckeyes team. Back-to-back read options that have ended extremely poorly. Empty set for Howard. They look like they tried to set up the slot fade. It says he's going to get it over the middle. Jeremiah Smith, who almost is able to take that one for a 1st down, but Ohio State is going to have to kick a field goal here. Jaden Fielding. The kick is up, and it is good. 13-6 game here early in the 4th quarter. Now the kickoff is up and it's away. Anthony Evans tries to bounce it outside and use his speed. Does take it past the 20, but is tackled down at the 23. Carson Beck coming out after his interception. 3 wide set. Beck takes the snap, dumps it off to ETN. ETN's got some room. Jukes his way inside, spins that one in for a 1st down up to about the 40. Beck has still been really good today despite the turnover. You wonder if Georgia is getting ready. They have not taken a shot in this game. Send Evans in motion. An RPO look. He does get it out to Evans. Evans able to spin around the 1st defender. Evans gets up the sideline. He gets run out of bounds there by Latham Ransom, but it is a 1st down. Feel like Georgia's going to try to set one of these big plays up. It's been their calling card. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to get that one up to the 50-50 guy, Colby Young. Colby Young, that ball is knocked away. Excellent play by Denzel Burke. Beck now comes out in the same formation. Sends ETN in motion. He's going to get that ball to ETN. ETN gets some blocks. ETN able to get it out wide and gets another 1st down. Georgia trying to put the dagger on this game. It's a 3 wide set, dealt in the slot. Branson Robinson in the backfield. Beck takes the snap. He's going to get that. Anthony Evans drops it right in the middle of the field. Anthony Evans may still be running. Where does Georgia go from here? 2nd and 10. 3 wide set. Beck. It's a handoff to Etienne. Etienne wrapped up by Jack Sawyer. There on that outside or the inside zone carry. 3rd and 11 for Georgia. Beck with a bunch set. He takes the snap. He's going to loft that one to Dylan Bell, and it gets undercut. He put too much air under it. Jermaine Matthews knocks it away. Ohio State gets another 3rd down stop. Peyton Woodring. Kick is up, and it is good through the upright. Georgia extends their lead again back to 10. Thorson's kick is away. Man, Beck had Dominique Lovett on that 3rd down play. Just put too much air under it. Antoine on the return there takes it up to the 21. This is their do-or-die drive for the Buckeyes. And it is a read option. Will Howard's going to take it for a 1st down, wrapped up by Dalen Everett. Really good blocking on that. Georgia's crashed a couple too many times on these read options, but they have made some plays on them as well. Howard, 3 wide receiver set. It's a carry to Judkins. Judkins able to get brought down by Mondin, and Malachi Starks, but gains 7 on the carry. His 5th one of the day, only 12 yards. Spread flex look here. Judkins in the backfield with Howard. And it is a drop back for a pass. Tries to get it over to Quinshawn Judkins, who is wrapped up in the open field by Aguero. 3rd and 3. Trevion Henderson now back out. 3 wide receiver set. G. Scott and tight end on the outside. Nice little play to Carnell Tate. Gets the 1st down. Will Howard and this Ohio State Buckeyes team have to know eventually you have to take a shot to your talented wide receivers. You got to get down the field. Time is running out on the season. Will Howard able to find Jeremiah Smith down the sideline. Jeremiah Smith with a huge play takes it inside the Bulldogs 20 there. Will Howard had all the time in the world. Jeremiah Smith finally running across the field was able to find some green grass. And it's a play action to Judkins. He throws that out wide to the left. Egbuka tackles it down at the 2. 1st and goal. And it is a pass. And it's over the middle, and that is caught in the end zone by Jaden Ballard. Ohio State with less than 4 minutes left. Fielding on the kick, it's up and it's good. 16 to 13. It's a field goal game. That one is way out. Anthony Evans will just kneel it away. Georgia has been less than stellar, less than what we're used to this offense being. That comes out in a 3 wide receiver set. They send Lovett in motion. It's the touch pass. He gets a little bit of blocking. Takes that for a gain of 4. Lovett having a very quiet game today. 2nd and 6. Etienne in the backfield with Beck. Beck hands it off to Etienne. Etienne is knocked down, but falls forward. 3rd and 1. What does Georgia try to draw up here? It's a 3 wide set. Delp in the slot. Etienne with Beck. Etienne's going to get the carry, and Ohio State gets a stop. Georgia's going to have to punt it away. They're going to run it out to the 2-minute warning. Georgia's had complete control of this game, but have not made the plays that they have needed to make offensively. Going to come down to whether or not the defense can get a stop. Ohio State needs a field goal to tie. Needs 72 yards for a touchdown. 3 wide receiver set, dealt. Sends Judkins in motion. That's going to be dumped off to Judkins. He is tackled down immediately by Raylan Wilson. A gain of 9 there on the play, though. Empty set. Gets that ball out to G. Scott, who makes the catch through contact. Minute 38. G. Scott now lined up at running back on this play. And it's going to go to G. Scott, who's tackled down immediately by Ellis Robinson. Less than a minute and a half left here. G. Scott again, for some reason, is that running back. Henderson in the slot. And a hellacious throw to Jeremiah Smith from Will Howard. Puts it at the 23 of the Bulldogs. Georgia got to get some pressure. Will Howard drops back, takes the snap, gets it up the middle to Henderson, who catches it for a touchdown. And Ohio State has trailed the entire game. Now take a 4-point lead. 61 seconds left for this national championship. What a fourth quarter for the Buckeyes. Anthony Evans takes it, tries to get up the field, tackled down right at the 20. Back in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to get that over to Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell makes the catch. Back. Takes the snap. He's going to dump that off to Dominic Lovett. Lovett able to get up the field. Gets out of bounds at the 44 of Ohio State. First and 10, all 3 timeouts. Beck takes the snap. He's going to dump this one off to London Humphreys. London Humphreys able to get of the field. Georgia's going to have to take a timeout here. Beck in this Georgia offense. By far the fewest points they have scored in a game this year. Can they do enough to get the win? Beck takes it, drops it down again to London Humphreys. London Humphreys able to get it up to the 22. Beck takes the snap. He's going to try to get that out to Lovett. Lovett does catch it there, a gain of 5. It's 25 seconds left in this one. Beck takes the snap. He's going to dump it off to Delt. Delt catches it. Georgia has to call a timeout. Georgia's got to get into the end zone. 1 timeout left here. Empty set. Beck takes the snap, gets it to Lovett. First and goal at the 9. Empty set. Beck takes the snap, gets it to Lovett, he gets knocked away. Second and goal, 9-yard line. 15 seconds left in the national championship. Beck takes the snap. He dumps it off to Delp. Delp in the end zone. Scores for the Dogs. 11 seconds left in this game. Delt just runs underneath. Nobody covers him. And is able to walk into the end zone. Carson Beck with the drive of his lifetime. The kick is up. Maybe a roughing the kicker. But Georgia officially up by 3 points, 11 seconds left. Thorson boots that one away out of the end zone. 11 seconds left, 3 timeouts, 3-score game. Dumps this one off short to Igbuka. Igbuka able to break a tackle, gets out of bounds. 5 seconds left in this one. Georgia backing up their players. And that the clock is going to run out. Georgia is your 2024 national champions. What a game and what a finish here. A look of defeat for the Buckeyes and a look of celebration for the Georgia Bulldogs. Coach Brown and the Georgia Bulldogs have won their 3rd national title in 4 seasons. In one of the best games of the entire season. Carson Beck, your player of the game, found a way at the end of it to lead Georgia to a victory. And there is the play of the year. Delt for the score. What a win for the Bulldogs. What a great national championship game. Carson Beck and the Dogs have won 23-20 here. Oh my God, what a game. What a game. What a game. What a game, guys. What a game. What a game. 23-20, Georgia up 13-0 at halftime. No points in the 3rd quarter. Oh my God, what a game. All right, so we start off with a couple of field goals for Georgia. Get a touchdown from Roger Robinson right before halftime, makes it 13-0. Ohio State gets a field goal. We turn the ball over with a Beck interception, leads to another field goal there. We end up kicking a field goal back. And, at that point in time, it's a 16-6 lead for Georgia. Ballard gets a 2-yard touchdown from Will Howard. Georgia has to punt, and Trevion Henderson catches another touchdown from Will Howard. With a minute left, puts them up 20-16. But Carson Beck and the Georgia Bulldogs offense are able to get it done. We'll take a look at the stats here. Beck, 35 of 43, 307 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. On the ground, ETN 12 carries, 75 yards. Roger Robinson 4 for 6 and a score. Receiver Delt, 8 catches, Lovett, 8 catches, 72 yards. Delp, 8 for 54 and a score. Dylan Bell, 6 for 63. ETN 4 for 38 out of the backfield. Colby Young, 3 for a 13. Couple of big 3rd down conversions for 1st downs. Anthony Evans just 3 for 42. Couldn't find the big play for him over the top. London Humphreys 2 for 21, and Branson's only touch today is out of the backfield. Just one sack allowed from Xavier Truss. Defensively, Ellis Robinson and Mondin lead the way with 8 tackles apiece. Braylon Wilson, hell of a day. 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Warren Brinson, 5 and 2. Jalen Walker also with a sack and 2 tackles for loss. Humphrey Williams and Wilson with tackles for losses. Walker with the only sack, no interception. A really, really clean overall game for both teams. Will Howard, 26 of 30, 271, 2 touchdowns through the air, both in the fourth quarter. Hell of a performance by him late. They didn't run the ball very well. A couple of read options worked, but that was about it. They also had some read options that were awful, so they didn't run the ball much. Igbuka, 5 for 45. Jeremiah Smith, 5 for 85. G. Scott, 5 for 54. Henderson, 4 for 42 and a score out of the backfield. Tate, 3 for 22. Juxons, 2 for 10. Ballard, 1 for 2, but it was a touchdown. Brandon Ennis, 1 catch for 11. Oh, my Lord. What a game. Igbenuson, 16 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. Styles, 15 tackles and 3 of those for loss. Cody Simon, 5 tackles, did have the interception. Jack Sawyer, hell of a performance. 5 tackles, 3 of them being for loss and a sack. I mean, they made plays. I mean, they did. Set us up in a couple of third and long situations. They played well on third down, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, we were 63% on third downs. Ohio State was 40%. They did get a fourth down conversion, but we won third down, and that ended up being all the difference. I mean, the Beck interception kind of kept Ohio State in the game, but man, what a performance. What a performance there. All around, just a phenomenal game. I mean, it's about as even as it gets. I mean, we end up having a pretty decent bit more yards than them, but you know, if you kind of look at the time of possession, the final score, I mean, a hell of a fourth quarter. You know, head into the fourth quarter with the two teams combining for 16 points, and then we get 27 alone in the fourth quarter. Yeah, man, what a game. Georgia, your national champions. Oh, Lord have mercy. Wow. Wow. What a game. And Georgia, your national champions in the first season. Now it's kind of officially where the dynasty starts here with this next episode as we start the first off season. But, you know, a team that's going to be, I'm sure, in a lot of transition. I'm sure there's going to be our top-fledged guys, you know, that are either graduating or going to be leaving for the pros early. We'll have a new starting quarterback. But year one, to finish it off in that way, in that type of game, with a late touchdown is huge. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we will, man, what a game. What a game. Coach stability really low for some reason. I guess some of my coaches left. Jalen Walker, SEC Defensive Player of the Week, of course. He'll be the National Defensive Player of the Week, I'm sure. Oscar Dell, okay. Now, did we, just out of curiosity, did we lose? I'm just kind of, yeah, okay. Wanted to make sure my coach stability fell down. Did my coach contracts? So I'm still there. So I'm just kind of wondering why my coach stability would have gone down. So we still have, Lindsey and Brooks. Okay, so not really sure on that. But, yeah, we'll take a look at our top 25, and I will hop out of here, man. God, what a finish to the season. It's great. We'll take a look at the final 25, take a look at the final stat lines for these guys. But you see Georgia ends up, of course, at number 1. They're the national champions. Ohio State, number 2. Michigan, number 3. North Carolina State, a hell of a year for the Wolfpack. Get up to number 4. Oregon, 5. Kansas State, 6. Utah, 7. Notre Dame, Alabama, Arizona, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Rutgers, Clemson, Oklahoma, UCF, Miami, UCLA, Texas, Oregon State, Florida State, Penn State, West Virginia, Iowa, and LSU. But again, Georgia ends up as your national champions with a 15-1 record. Oh, Lord. What a game. What a game, guys. Beck ends the season with 5,260 yards, 77% completion percentage, 49 tutties, 15 interceptions. Came into that game needing 2 passing touchdowns for the 50 mark and only got the 1, but the one we had matters the most. ETN, almost 1,500 yards on the ground, 11 scores. It'd be very interesting to see whether or not he leaves. Branson, Robinson, didn't really change a whole lot, didn't get a whole lot of touches. Same for Roderick Robinson, but he did get his 9th touchdown of that last game. Really, really good rushing attack this year. Receiving Lovett, 111 receptions, a school record, 1,225 yards through the air, school record. Otherwise, Delp would have set records with both of these stat lines. Delp's 13 touchdowns actually ties Brock Bowers' receiving touchdown record for a single season. Be interested again to see whether or not he leaves. Anthony Evans, I guess technically, he's 76 overall, so he's not going to leave. But Anthony Evans, 50 catches, 953 and 8 scores. Dylan Bell, 55 for 828 and 9. Dylan Bell finished extremely strong. Down the course of the season here, as we take a look, really from Georgia Tech, 4 for 80, 5 for 106 and 2 scores, 5 for 92 and a score, 4 for 68, 6 for 63. Had a really strong finish to the season after a couple of kind of a quiet middle part of the season. But strong finish from him. ETN was really good out of the backfield. London Humphreys was really good once we got into the 4 wide sets. Jurasek, a quieter year than what I would have projected for him. I mean, didn't find the end zone, but with how much work I ended up getting out of Evans, I think ate a lot into what I was initially going to do with Jurasek. Didn't run as many 2 tight end sets as I was expecting to. Colby Young, 12 for 143, had a pretty solid season. Unfortunately, could not find the transfer from Miami. A trip in the end zone. Branson Robinson was okay, rah-rah, and Lawson Lucky. Xavier Truss ended up giving up 6 sacks on the season, the worst on the team. Ernest Green, the redshirt sophomore at 5, he technically could leave, so that's something to watch out for. Defensively, of course, big seasons from a lot of guys. Ellis Robinson, Mondin, Wilson, and Starks all over 100 tackles. Aguero at 94. Michael Williams, what a season. 89 tackles, 34 tackles for loss, and 11 sacks. Christian Miller, 61 tackles, 32 tackles for loss, 10.5 sacks. Jalen Walker was outstanding as well. 59 tackles, 28 of them being for loss with 13 sacks. And Brinson ends up with 7 sacks of his own. Behind those big 4, Damon Wilson had 3. Ellis Robinson and Tidd each had 1, with Stackhouse and Jordan Hall here getting a half sack. Interceptions, everything stayed the same from the beginning of the video. But, I mean, what a senior season from Mondin. Great season from Everett, who also could leave. We'll see what happens with that as our cornerback 1. Aguero with an excellent sophomore season here. Julian Humphrey, a very good season. Malachi Starks, Daniel Harris, Ellis Robinson, and Troy Bowles all down with 2. Raylan Wilson, DeMello Jones, and Jake Pope each with an interception. But, yeah, I think we're gonna hop out of here. The next episode will be our first off season. Should not really be a whole lot for us to do. I got a big recruiting class. We'll see if somebody pops in the transfer portal. I'm already gonna have to cut a lot of players, I would guess. So we'll see. We'll take a look and kind of figure things out as we go along. But I mean, if there's an impact player in the portal that I think can really help me heading into next year, that's what I'm going to try to do. But it'll be a team in major transition. I'll preview the offseason, I guess, a little bit right here. We'll take an extra few minutes. So obviously losing Beck right now, I'm not expecting to lose any other quarterbacks. Stockton right now is kind of looking like the QB1 heading into next year. See if ETN leaves. Had a great season, and the way I'm going to do it, especially with running backs, if they decide to leave, I'm letting them leave. Everybody else I might kind of see, but anybody that wants to leave that's going to be, projected 3rd round or higher, I'm definitely letting them go. If running backs decide to leave early, I'm definitely going to let them go. and we'll handle guys that maybe want to transfer out as they decide to transfer. Like I know Cash Jones is almost for sure going to leave. But yeah. So yeah, could potentially be losing ETN, but we may not lose anybody. Probably going to lose Cash Jones, but may not really lose anybody else. I do got a couple running backs coming in, and like I told you guys in a couple episodes back, if we get to a spot where I'm trying to cut people, the first people that I'm going to cut are these guys like Andrew Temple and Sidney Arrington that are not real quote unquote players, that came on the base roster. But wide receiver, you're definitely going to lose Lovett. Going to lose Colby Young. Going to lose Ra. Going to lose Michael Jackson. Going to lose Arian Smith. So it'll be a very different wide receiver room. Dylan Bell could leave, I guess. I don't know what the overall threshold is for declaring, but I'm expecting it to be Dylan Bell, London Humphreys operating out of the slot, Anthony Evans working as the number 2. That way him and Dylan Bell are lined up the way they were, this entire season once I made Anthony Evans a starter. Tuggle is probably going to be the wide receiver 4, but we'll see how things play out. I got a couple of wide receiver recruits that I really like coming in as well, just not sure how things are going to shake up there. I would be shocked if Oscar Delp, tight end of the year, record-breaking campaign, if he does not leave. So that would be me down him and Urasek. Lucky, Jaden Riddell, and Will Snellings, who is, a guy that's a cut candidate for sure. I do have a couple of tight ends coming in. Early speaking, looking at it in a little practice mode looks, I think for Riddell is probably going to be tight end 1 right this second heading into next year. But Lucky, we'll figure that out as we go along. Ernest Green could leave, which would put Monroe Freeling starting at left tackle. Fairchild is almost for sure, I would guess, going to leave as well. Michael Morris could leave, but I doubt it. So could be looking at a fairly different offensive line. I think Wilson will be back. Right guard, we're definitely losing Ratledge, so probably be Kelton Smith playing at right guard. Truss has to leave, so it'll be a new starter for sure at right tackle regardless. Defensive end, should not lose anybody at left end, I would not think. Warren Brinson is definitely gone, had an excellent year. Was an outstanding player, but I kind of like, Jordan Hall will be a junior next year, so he'll for sure be playing a lot. Stackhouse is gone. Jamal Jarrett, I'm very excited about him in the future. Otherwise, should be bringing back all these guys at defensive tackle. Left outside linebacker, again, you have to assume Michael Williams is going to leave. So that opens up, a slot for Damon Wilson to play a whole lot more. Chris Cole is probably more of a sub linebacker than I would have him as a pass rusher. So it'll probably be a lot more of Damon Wilson, who had a pretty good sophomore campaign. And we still have Impemba, who I've got to figure out kind of ways to get him on the field as well. Middle linebacker, you're losing Mondin after an excellent senior campaign, but you should bring back all the rest of these guys. Unless somebody decides to transfer. None of these guys are even draft eligible. But really like we've gotten Rayla Wilson. Bowles played really well. C.J. Allen played fine whenever he was on the field, and you got another super athlete down here in Justin Williams. So I'm excited to try to find a way to use. Right outside linebacker, I would guess with the overall, Jalen Walker will be back, but he's somebody with the kind of campaign that I could see him potentially trying to leave, but excellent, year. Would love to have him back. Chambliss is definitely gone. The rest of these guys should all be back unless they decide to transfer out. Quarterback could potentially bring everybody back. We'll see about Dalen Everett. Humphrey, I guess, could also go, but again, don't know the overall threshold. Free safety, Malachi Starks, have to think he's going to be gone. Played Aguero at strong safety this year. I will probably just keep playing him at strong safety and use KJ here at the free spot. I think it just kind of fits their talents more to let Bolden be the center fielder of the defense on the back end. With his athleticism, while Aguero fit the strong safety spot perfectly. Should bring back everybody else. Dan Jackson didn't really play a whole lot. He'll be gone. This is, again, probably going to be Aguero's spot, I would guess. But, yeah, a lot of this should be the same. Woodring should be back. What did I end up going with him on the season? made some clutch field goals in that national championship game, 24-31. So it wasn't as bad as what I felt like, but Lord have mercy. Kicking's hard on this game. And Thorson should be back as well. So, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Great to get past the first season. Now things really kind of get jumped as we get our own, start getting our own players in and trying to figure out where they fit in with things. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm enjoying it. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And yeah, let's make sure to check out the Tulane Dynasty. And then, the next episode you'll see in this series will be the off season. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time.